Hey guys, it's Ben, back with my fourth reflection for the course. Today is Sunday, September 29th, um, and as you can see, this week's topic is going to be regional sponsorship. So this is kind of something we hemmed over a little bit in last week's lecture, but it really stood out to me, and I thought that it'd make for quality reflection. So this is the route that I'm going to go this week. So, there are numerous reasons that someone would want to engage in sponsorship, such as increased awareness for their company, increased sales margins, internal communication among their organization, brand equity, brand image, and brand loyalty. So, no matter the reason for engaging in sponsorship, the message that's being transmitted through the partnership needs to have a worldwide echo, especially for your target countries. So, this creates a main challenge. And that main challenge is controlling the unique message being transmitted to target markets across a number of countries. So even if you do have a quality message that you could get across in your sponsorship, how are you going to do that in your multitude of target markets across the globe? So I brought in some artifacts here that I thought did this very well. So the first one is video game franchises, most particularly NBA 2K. So as you can see here, these are two alternate covers for NBA 2K18. So this was last year's edition. So the cover on the right here with Kyrie Irving in the Boston Celtics jersey, um, that is the main, I guess you could call it, cover edition for the game. That's sold mostly in the US and in other markets across the globe. But this was the first year that 2K created alternate covers based on the region that they are selling the game in. So on the left here, you can see DeMar DeRozan in a Toronto Raptors jersey, and this is the Canadian edition of 2K18. So in the bottom right there, you could see the 2K logo in the maple leaf, uh, and that just shows that that's the Canadian edition. So this was the first year that they've ever did this. And in the future, I know that they have plans of doing this in more and more markets across the globe, such as in Greece with Giannis Antetokounmpo, or Cameroon with Pascal Siakam and Joel Embiid, even Australia with Ben Simmons. They could just take this to all their target markets across the globe and really get their message across and create brand association with numerous targets. The next artifact I have up here is from a web series called Gordon Ramsay's World Cup Brunch. So me and all my roommates, we got really into cooking videos, especially Gordon Ramsay, because we have to sustain for ourselves now. So we came across this one certain web series that coincided with the Russia 2018 World Cup, and it's called his World Cup Brunch. So in every installment of the web series, he'd create a new recipe based off a team that was in the World Cup. So on the left, we have some kind of Greek yogurt from Greece, and on the right, we have Belgian waffles from Belgium. And these are just two of the examples that I could find. I didn't want to pull up a full video clip because that would take too much time uh, to show you, but I feel like this gets the message across. So by doing this, Gordon and his web series was able to reach all these different markets that were involved with the World Cup, and the World Cup in return was able to get all this exposure from web series, and it was a good partnership. It was successful. I think they put out about 20, 25 installments of it, so I guess it worked. So my last artifact that I'm bringing into the reflection this week is actually from a past reflection as well, but I thought that it could be used effectively in this context because last week's lecture had me thinking about this a little more in depth than I had before. So this is my alcohol slide from beforehand, but I'm going to discuss it a little differently this time. So companies can also create sponsorship agreements with alcohol companies based on their region. So as you can see here, Smirnoff, Crown Royal, and Coors Light all had sponsorship agreements with the Toronto Raptors. Now, I will severely doubt that you could go down to LA or Texas or Florida or even New York State and they would have any of this um, branding on their alcohol. So it's definitely region dependent, and I never really thought about it in that context last week. And last week I was talking about, or I think it was last week, I was talking about how the NFL 100 cans, like I'd only ever get the same 3 or 4 types. Um, but those are all Northeastern American teams. Like I kept getting the Patriots. I kept getting, who else do I keep getting in them? Buffalo, and like those type of teams up in the northeastern area of the United States, because it's definitely by region. Like I wouldn't get any LA Rams or the Chiefs one that I wanted because we're way up north, and the typical fan doesn't have that kind of association with that team. Whereas um, up in this Niagara area, there's lots of Buffalo fans, there's a ton of Patriots fans. So them creating that kind of branding and that kind of association based on their target markets across their own nation and other nations is it's extremely interesting. Like it's something that I never really thought of um, until we were talking about it in lecture, and then it just kind of had my mind going. So I thought that I'd make a reflection just based off this. So overall, that's all the artifacts I have this week. My run time's a couple of minutes shorter than normal, but it'll all average out in the end. Um, the content this week was a little lighter because I was focused in on this regional sponsorship uh, type topic, but I'll definitely expand my horizons moving forward. And I'm really liking the way that these reflections are going, and I'm staying on top of them this year. So I think it's going to turn out well.